how to constantly improve yourself. So you might be struggling in some area of your life. It might be financially, it might be physically, or one of those ways. But since my channel is focused on giving information with regards to a little bit about education and mainly to the business and financial realm, I would make this video based on persons experiencing financial issues. So I want to read a quote that says, watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. And it's by Vince Lombardi. Okay, so I've heard this before, but in a different way. The little things we do every time we apply a new habit or action to our lives, if we continue to do it, it becomes our lifestyle. And if you want to improve your life, the first thing you really want to do is a little self-introspection, or no, do a little reflection. So you might either want to write. I know some people don't like to write, but you either want to write or type out everything you do in your life right now. Like, you can look at it from a daily basis. Like, what are all the activities or the actions you do on a daily basis, much more on a weekly? Because most of the times, the things we do from Sunday to Saturday, we would repeat on a weekly basis. We may sometimes do something slightly different, but the majority of things that you're doing right now, from Sunday to Saturday, write those things down. Of course, might not take a minute or two. So you want to set aside some time. You may not feel like doing it, but if you're really serious about making that change, you want to write down everything. Then you want to think, okay, so what area of your life you really want to improve? As I said, we're gonna talk about it here from a financial perspective. So let's say you earn money, you make money, 5,000, 10,000, 15, whatever amount, 100,000 a month, and you're still broke. Because one thing I know is this: no matter how much money you earn, if it is you don't manage your money, if you don't budget, if you don't track your expenses and your income, you not have a clue where your money is going, and then you would then be creating your own rat race. Because it's one thing to be in the rat race as someone working for an employer, as an underpaid or a low paid job, but it's another thing to get to earn more money and still in that same situation, because now you're earning more money, you're buying more, so your expenses are higher and you're still left with no money, right? So you wanna to track all the things you do on a daily basis. If it is you're shopping online all the time, you're using your card, your credit card, or your debit credit, you wanna to write down all those things. And you definitely, if you don't have a budget, want to list all the items that you spend your money on. So you might want to keep track of your receipts. You might want to put that in a separate folder or something, and do out your expenses. So you know all the items that you spend money on. So it might be electrical bill, it might be internet, it might be mortgage, I don't know, or car loan, whatever expenses you have, your groceries, etc. And then you want to write down your income, like your total income. If you have one stream of income, the total you got. If it's multiple streams, all the totals. And then if it is that your expenses are exceeding or way above your income, of course you're not going to end up with money at the end of the month. So if that is the issue that you want to fix, then here's what you have to do. I've heard this from a few persons. You'll probably just hear me talk about this man a lot sometimes. Dr. Marangola was one of the persons I heard this from. I believe I heard something similar from Dan So I've heard a couple persons sharing this information. your expenses, your total expenses, monthly expenses, should not exceed 50% of your income. So your expenses should be 50% or even less if possible. So after you check up all your expenses, if it's way more than you earn, then you want to cut down all the unnecessary let's say expenses. Like me, for example, when I realize my expenses are high, sometimes I have subscriptions on that I was doing a trial and I forgot it, and then it charged my card, and then oh my gosh, it charged my card, I have to go on, let's say any subscription. If you have all kind of different subscriptions with your cards on the internet that you're not using, and the subscription, right? Don't want to be wasting money paying for stuff you're not using, right? And then look at different areas. If it is you only buying food outside, I mean, for some persons it might be a convenience. It's up to you. If you could choose to buy groceries and cook, or have a family member cook for you, something like that. If not, if you can't let's say reduce the amount of time you buy food, find something there that you need to reduce, right? So you want to reduce the expenses. You may not be able to reduce all of them the same day, right? It might take you a couple of weeks or a couple of months to reduce the expenses, depending on the type of expenses, especially if you have a whole set of loans. You have a mortgage or a car loan, right? Those things may take some time, but you want to work on reducing your total expenses to 50% or less. And practically you want to work on consistently budgeting. So you can do up a budgeting plan, and something similar for those who know like accounting, or know a little bit like of accounting like me. You can do like an income statement where you have your income at the very top and all your expenses below, and subtract and see if you have any extras, but you should. And then the rest of your money, you could choose to portion it however you want, but just to give an idea, if you pay tithes like me, you want to portion on your 10%, so that 60% go on with the 50% expenses. Then out of the 40%, if you don't have recreational in your other expenses, you might want to put 5% or something for your recreational activities, your fun activities. You want to make sure that your emergency funds is let's say there. So if you don't have an emergency fund in case something happen and then you're not getting money for a while, you want to probably put 10-20% in your emergency funds, and the remainder would be like your investment. Now, prioritizing your investment and stuff is very important, right? Because when you invest, I know some persons wonder how to make money work for them. You have to get into investment, and there are different ways you can invest in money. And that investment is not just investing money. That's one. You can invest in your mind, invest in your education, especially those of you who are business owners like myself, or you want to make an additional form of income without having to work for it. You have to invest in your mind. Yeah, books by successful persons that you can read. Yeah, courses you can take by successful people. You see, I keep stressing successful. I'm not talking about fake gurus. I'm not talking about people who claim to be successful. So you wanna, invest in those things. So I hope that this video was helpful. And one more thing I want to say before I go. When it says you are working on improving your life, try not to make a whole set of changes right away. Our bodies are not programmed to keep up with a whole set of changes. You might end up just canceling all the changes in a few weeks. So what you could do is start with one thing. Start with one thing you want to start doing with your money right now. Give it about a week or 2 or even 3 weeks, and keep doing it on a regular basis. And because it takes 21 days, which is 3 weeks on average, for a habit to stick a little bit, a new habit, and then for it to real stick, and for it to become like a normal part of your lifestyle, as you don't have to think too much about it, about 3 months or 90 days, and then you keep going from there and it becomes easier. So usually in the beginning when you're making changes, it's usually a little bit challenging, but as long as you stick to it, which you should, you would find that it becomes easier. So you all, I hope that you all got some form of information and solution to your financial issue to help you improve your finances today. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you all in another video. Bye.